So my name is Lionel. I'll be emceeing the conference today. But before that, a few words from Kwacha, the CEO and co-founder of Momento.
All right, I'm going to sound a little incoherent because I'm still in disbelief that this conference is actually happening. Less than 3 months ago, I came to Lionel and Mike. Where is Mike? Oh. All right. I was going to say something about Mike dropped, but no. And I said, let's do a conference in the Pacific Northwest. And because there's a great Seattle Video Tech meetup group that, David, where are you? David's right there. He's been running that with Gabe. And there you are. And then there's a great Portland video meetup group. And we should do something bigger in the Pacific Northwest. And we should do it in less than 3 months. And Lionel was like, in his usual very French way, he's like, you are crazy. This is not going to happen. Nobody's going to show up. And I think, I was like, and then we made a bet on how many people we would get. And congratulations, Lionel, you have lost the bet. Because I said that we're going to get at least 150 people at the conference. So congratulations, we got 158 registrations.
Well done.
He's going to call me out on a technicality because about 10 of them are from Momento.
Yeah, it is from Momento.
But if you go to, so the event could not have happened without community. And one of the best things that we did to make this event happen is we started to reach out to people in the community and we started asking, if we were to do a conference, would you attend? Would you speak? Would you support? And the answer was an overwhelming yes from every single one of them. And I went for a walk with Mayor in San Diego, and I was like, hey, so if we did a conference in Seattle, would you come give a keynote? And he's like, yeah, I'll do it. But it's Seattle, you live in San Diego. You'll fly all the way up here to do it? Yeah, of course I will. So then we were like emboldened. It's like, okay, Mayor's gonna do the keynote. Then I ran into Mike, who comes to all of our events in the Seattle Video Tech, and we get surprised. Sometimes he just shows up. And I'm like, Mike, if you were to do an event about video tech in Seattle, would you be supportive? You run the At Scale conference. Like, that's a big freaking conference. Would you be interested? And Mike's like, yeah, absolutely. Let's actually work together on it. Like, maybe we can do this together. And he decided, like, airport conversation, he decided to be a co-host. So thank you for that. They didn't even flinch. And like Mike and Abhi, where's Abhi? They've been really busy with shipping all kinds of AI stuff at Meta. But despite their busy schedules, they put this together. They brought, they did a lot of work behind the scenes to get us great speakers, to promote the event, and to help us get here. And then every other speaker that we reached out to, and we said, hey, we're doing this. Like, Jeremy's flying here all the way from Australia. Hannah is here from Brazil. People are just here to meet with community. And community is really, really important. And we learned this lesson. We took a lot of inspiration as we were putting this conference together from Mux, because DMUXed is my favorite video conference to go to. And for now, today's podcast. No, but just the atmosphere, the vibe, the no marketing, no bullshit approach of DMUXed has been an inspiration for us. And they have laid the pathway for us on how do you actually organize an event, how do you get great speakers, and how do you make it not a sales event, but a community event. And so, and a lot of things happen with community. We met, Lionel and I worked together for a long time, and we ended up having this conversation about, hey, do you want to come work at Momento at Colleen's party a few years ago? Yep. And, or a few conferences ago. And we would have never thought about it except when Johnny and Lionel were sitting at Colleen's party, and we were like, hey, this would be really interesting. Yep. So everybody who's here, whether you are just getting started in the video community or if you have been started for a while, remember the people who helped propel you, remember the people who put you up there, and help propel everybody else out here. There's a few people here. The media industry has been suffering some massive layoffs recently as well. There's a bunch of newcomers, younger folks that are coming as well. Let's just be here, propel each other, network, inspire each other, and be better together.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll start with a few words as an introduction to this conference. I always start with some lyrics from a famous song. I mean, not always, but it's usually one of the things I really like because it's just resonating with people. So today it's going to be the Beatles. And, you say you want a revolution. How many technical revolutions have you lived, experienced? For me, there was one big revolution. I'm old. So I went through that thing called the internet in the 90s. So I started to work in the 90s, and there was that big thing coming in, around 1997, 1998, 1999. And look at this handsome guy, young C engineer, working for a company called Nortel Networks. So I don't know if some people here remember that company, but I used to work for Nortel Networks. And I was actually developing software for those devices, which are tetrapole PMR. So it's like GSM for security enforcement. It's extremely reliable, extremely resilient, but it was also extremely expensive to pay for that. I mean, it was the professional mobile radio communication. It was super expensive. And in 1999, there was that big thing called the internet. And there was a startup that was promoting voice over IP. And they said, hey, doing media transport over IP was like 1,000 times less expensive than using those dedicated devices. So I joined that company. I left Nortel Networks, and my boss's boss, who was a really awesome guy, he told me, so pardon my French, but he said, the internet, this is bullshit. There is no way you can sell communications over IP. Forget it. It's going to fail. That was in 1999. And Nortel Networks at the time was a big company, but they were not the only people who were not believers in the internet. If you look at, so that's from the Daily Mail in 2000, internet may be just a passing fad. Right? So I decided to go there. And again, that was my first professional experience with a very large company. So in 1999, maybe some of you were not even born there, but were listening to Britney Spears and working on those fancy IMAX. We're rooting for the new Star Wars Episode 1 movie. And yeah, the San Antonio Spurs were the team at the time. Well, they're coming back now. And so I was working for Nortel Networks, 70,000 employees, 22 billion revenue in 1999. So to give you a comparison, there was a company called Microsoft that was actually smaller than Nortel Networks in 1999. And to me, that's still the Microsoft logo. I just cannot move away from that logo. It's still, to me, that is still the signature of Microsoft. There was another company called Amazon.com. It was an internet bookseller or something. And they were doing 1.6 billion revenue at the time. And there was another company called Google. It was just a startup. They were just created 6 months before, and obviously they had no revenue. So yeah, the internet, it's a fad. Those companies, they will never make it. But they made it. And today, in 2025, the internet is actually used mostly for video delivery. So it's 74%, 3/4 of the total internet bandwidth is consumed by video. 92% of internet users are actually watching a video every month. It's incredible. And there was the last Super Bowl, and I'm so thankful for Mayo to be our first keynote speaker to give all the details about the Super Bowl. But we're talking about 24 million people watching the Super Bowl on the internet with 15.5 million concurrent viewers at the peak time. Those numbers are incredible, and that's really the reason why we're here. We want to talk about how the internet revolutionized the way we're creating, producing, delivering, monitoring video, and how it's just a thing of today. So my boss's boss, so he said that thing that still sticks. The internet is unreliable by design. And I think he got it wrong, but in a good way. It's not unreliable by design. It's decentralized by design. That's how the internet was created. It was made to be decentralized so that you can have embedded redundancy inside the transport mechanisms, which was the most different thing from all the other communication transport mechanisms we had before the internet. And I get it. It's really hard to shift your mindset and design everything to be natively redundant and protect against those multiple paths you can take to deliver content. And the only way you can do that is, in 1999, the internet was a science fair project. And turning a science fair project into an actual product requires some techniques and methodologies to make it really reliable. And that's really what I think operational excellence is. And we got a masterclass with Fox and Tubi at the last Super Bowl. They were absolutely, it's one of maybe the largest actual 4K delivery live event ever. It was just, you've probably watched all, or maybe at least 80% of you watched the Super Bowl over the internet. It was just great. And that's what operational excellence is, how to make sure that you can make a product out of just a set of technological things. And that's what we're here for. So what is the next technical revolution? There's a big thing called AI. And like in 1999, you have naysayers. You can go to Forbes or Gizmodo, and you can see those articles. They're real. Is that the new internet bubble? Maybe, but I don't think so. I think there is a real thing happening right here, right now, and that's why we're here to discuss all the possibilities that AI gives us for video content. There is no revolution without heads rolling down, ask Marie-Antoinette. So in 2000, Norton Networks, the market cap was nearly 400 billion Canadian dollars. In 2002, they went down to 5 billion. 2009, bankruptcy and liquidation in 2017. It was bigger than Microsoft and Amazon and Google at the time, and they just fell down because they just couldn't anticipate the revolution of the internet. So we are builders here. Yesterday's gone, tomorrow's now. We're here to build the future because the best way to predict the future is to build it. And let's come together and do it. Welcome to the BuffConf. So before giving the mic to Mayu, a few housekeeping notes. So we will have time for Q&A for the longer sessions. For the lightning talks, they are only 15 minutes, so we won't have time for Q&As for lightning talks, but we have plenty of breaks. Everyone will still be here, so you can reach out to any speaker and ask questions. All the sessions will be recorded. You can see we have cameras over here. We don't know yet if we will be able to distribute them. It's going to be depending on the speakers. It's going to be depending on the companies. So it's still work in progress, but at least they will be recorded. You have LinkedIn profiles on your badges. So if you want to connect to people, because it's an in real life event, and that's really the beauty of it, you can just snap the QR code and connect to people. Or I still have business cards if people want to use dead trees. And please, we have a little game. There is, you can win a PlayStation 5, an Xbox, an iPad Pro, or this great game called Monster Hunter Wilds. With I heard that the chat is absolutely amazing. I don't know what company is powering the chat for those 7 million concurrent gamers, but you should check it out. So please use the hashtag BuffConf on LinkedIn, social networks, and let's promote this event. All right, so we're a little bit ahead of time.
A couple of quick words to add to this, though. So that was a very, very sharp way to talk about Capcom without talking about Capcom.
I didn't say the word.
That's right. Funny thing is, we have permission to do exactly what Lionel just did. We meticulously got that. Just wanted to have a couple of really quick call-outs about not BuffConf. A few parts of the community that are really, really important. Seattle Videotech, Portland Video Group. We love speakers. If you're ever in town for another event or your work meeting, come talk to David, Lionel, and see if we can have you hosted locally as well, because it's just good to have that infusion happening without the once a year type of conferences. So that's one call out. The second one, is Connie here? Where is she? There she is. All right, so you want to say a couple of words about Qual Labs?
That's right. So Qual Lab, they are located in Uruguay, and they are hosting what we call the summer camp in summer in Southern Hemisphere. So that's gonna be our January, the end of January. So what they do is probably in a couple months, they will broadcast out any topic that folks want to work on, and they will provide their engineering resources to work with you, right? So people will nominate interesting topics, so SGAI, Quick, right? And then people will vote. So they will pick usually 2 topics, and then folks can come together for the next few months to work on a POC. Now, during summer camp is when they will do a presentation. Now, they organize a summer camp where you can bring your family, your children, right? So we're in Uruguay. Your kids can go play with their soccer teams. They also have events where you can go to their winery. So you can come and participate in the projects, bring your family, and have fun in Uruguay. The CEO, JP, however, wasn't able to make it here. However, if you're interested, let me know. I'll share all the wonderful details with you. Yeah, thank you.
If you already know everything there is to know about video, it's still good to go because you can then help others learn as well. It's a really interesting, exciting event. The other one, is Adam, where did Adam go? Where, is Adam here? Okay. Do you want to say a couple of quick words about DMUX? All right, he's gonna talk about it at his talk later. DMUX, October, don't forget that. In London. All right. Talk submissions due tomorrow. Get cracking on those if you haven't already. And the last one, Colleen is going to talk a little bit about her. She's going to hopefully come in and give a quick talk later. But Colleen's party is tonight at 7-ish, like right after. So we're going to have a happy hour here and everything. And afterwards, you can all head to Colleen's party. If you haven't been to a Colleen party, it's interesting, it's exciting, but it's not as intimidating or out there as it sounds. I highly recommend folks to go. She's booked a really nice venue. Folks, I think it's D-Mux that's actually sponsoring Colleen's party. So thank you for that, Mux and D-Muxed, for doing that. But it's at the Lot Hotel. We'll put out the more details on it. It's if you're on the video Slack, we have a BuffConf Slack room, and we'll put the details in there.
I believe it's already at capacity.
It's at capacity, but we'll find Colleen will find a way. She is the Cobra commander, and the reason why it's at capacity is I think we're allowed to get 50 people in there. Not all 50 people are going to show up at the same time, so just we'll keep putting updates on it. At the very least, get on the wait list and come check it out. It's a very low key way to just come hang out with a bunch of video folks and socialize as well. So just wanted to get those quick PSAs out there. I'll hand it back to Lionel.
Thank you. And I will hand it over to Mayur for our first keynote presentation. Make some noise for Mayur.